So in today's video, I'm going to show you the top 5 reasons why you're going to struggle to get hired by one of the big 4 professional services firms. So let's dive straight into it. Reason number 1. The biggest reason why you're going to struggle to get hired by one of these firms is because the hiring rate is just 2%. Okay, that's across the world. The big 4 hiring rate is just 2%. So that means for you that only 1 in 50 people are ever going to get hired. So for any job that you apply for, you have to beat 49 other people to get that position. Now to me, those odds are crazy. Okay, that is insane. And here's the other thing. To go along with that stat, there's over 10 million people that apply for the big 4 firms each year. 10 million people. And only 200,000 of that, 2%, actually get those positions. Now 200,000 is quite a lot of people to hire, but when you think that 10 million actually apply for those jobs, you know why it's so difficult to get hired by these firms. So that's reason number 1. Now what's reason number 2? Reason number 2 is something that I like to call manifestation. Now what does that mean? That means that you don't believe in yourself. You don't believe that you actually have what it takes to get hired by one of these firms. And if you know anything about me, you'll know that I've helped almost to date 300 people get hired into the big 4 professional services firms, right? And the biggest problem I see from the people I help are that they don't believe in themselves. They think, hey, I don't have what it takes. Why would they hire somebody like me? How am I going to beat that 2% hiring rate? Well, I'm here to tell you. If you're watching this video, you probably have what it takes. You probably do have the basic skills and requirements that you need to actually get this position. You need a strategy and a process to show the firms exactly what you can offer them. Reason number 3 is something that I call the hidden job market. Now what's the hidden job market? Sounds secret, sounds scary. It's really not. So essentially, the big 4 professional services firms, they have a ton of positions available at any one time. Okay, far more positions than they ever advertise on Indeed.com or even on their own websites. And the reason for this is because they hire those positions before they ever get to those job boards. And we estimate that something like only 30% of positions ever find their ways to the job boards. So if your strategy right now to get hired into one of these firms is to go and apply online using the jobs that you found on the job boards or even on LinkedIn, you're really limiting yourself. And think about this. Here's the other problem. That everybody else out there, everybody else who is doing this, is going to be in the same position as you. So they're going to be out there applying for those jobs, that 30% of the job pool, online, through those portals. And that is why the hiring rate is so low. So what you need to do is work out how to unlock that hidden job market. And that leads me nicely onto point number 4, which is the big 4 firms require one skill more than anything else, more than what you know technically, more than anything else that you can think of. There's one skill that they need more than anything else, and that is the key to unlocking the hidden job market. Now what is this? Well, I can't tell you exactly what it is because this is part of what I teach my private clients, but essentially it's all about relationship building. Because the big 4 are relationship-driven businesses. They need people who can build relationships. Because these firms, think about it, they don't have big assets, they don't have factories, they don't have warehouses, they don't have lots of patents. What they do have though is lots and lots and lots of people with lots of really powerful relationships with each other, with other firms, with other companies, all those things. And that's what makes it so powerful. And so if you can put those 2 things together, you can kind of see where the hidden job market comes in. So that's 4. Now what is the 5th biggest reason that I see people failing to get hired by the big 4 firms? Well, it's this. It's what I call the scattergun versus the laser focused approach. What most clients do, what most candidates do, most of my clients do, is they take the scattergun approach. So they go out and they say, I want that job and that job and that job and that job. It's not going to work. And the reason is, because let's say you work in tax. Let's say you work at a small CPA firm. You might do state tax returns. You might do corporate tax returns. You might do sales tax returns. You might do some, even some payroll. You might do VAT, GST, you might do international tax, transfer pricing, you might do any of those other things, okay? But if you go to a Big Four and you apply for one of those positions, putting all those things on your profile, then the recruiter or whoever's looking at it is going to review that and think, what is this person about? Where do they want to work? This potentially could cover 20 to 30 different positions at my Big Four firm. And so I don't even know where to hire them. So that's when the hiring rate is just 2%, you can see how that's going to be really, really difficult for you to break that. Okay, so what you need to do, rather than take that scattergun approach, rather than think, well, that job might work and that one might work, I'll send 100 resumes, I'm bound to get a good result. What you need to do is laser focus in, really focus in on that one position or one or two positions that really mean something to you. Whether it's what you really want to do, whether it's from your past experience and just really makes sense, even if you've got other experience in other areas, it doesn't matter. You need to focus on that one area that's going to give you the most success, that's going to be most likely to fulfill your career goals, and that they're most likely to hire you for, because at the end of the day, that's what you want. So there we go. The top 5 reasons why people that I see fail to get hired by the Big Four firms. Now I hope that's helpful for you, and if it has been, please subscribe to my channel because there's going to be a ton more videos like this coming up soon where I'm going to go through every single facet of what you've just heard and a lot more.